Here I am with Justin. Justin, you're setting up a new studio, I hear. What's the story? What's happening in here?
Well, this is going to be the live room eventually. It's just a storage room at the minute, as you can see. It's good eBay fodder, a lot of this sort of thing. But so the plan so far is just an empty room, as you can see. But we're going to finish this ceiling off. One of the main problems we got with this room is that it's just a boxy room, which is bad for acoustics. We get a lot of standing waves and problems like that in here. So what we're going to have to do is treat the walls and the ceiling so that the sound waves are dispersed. With the ceiling in between the beams, we're going to have angled pieces of ceiling that are going to deflect and diffuse the sound so that it's not it's not even.
Yeah.
And there's going to need to be quite a bit of treatment on the walls, I think, certainly on one side, so that we're not getting the sound bouncing around and reverberating everywhere and cancelling each other out.
Okay. And what about through the other place? You've got another place here, haven't you? Through all the kit. Looks like a music shop in here.
Yeah, music shop. We call it vintage, but it's just done. This wall's been put in to divide the whole thing too.
Right.
Through here, the plan is that this will be a sort of a lounge, chill-out area for the bands. So we'll get this sofas and things like that in here. And this through here, which is the biggest challenge we've got so far. This is going eventually to be...
Sounds very echoey.
Yeah, there's big problems in here. I think the way to think of this is just an empty shell. And we've just got to build a control room in here. So this is just really the space for putting it in. But as you can probably hear, it's completely unsuitable for the job at the moment. So we're building it from the ground up.
So what did this used to be?
This used to be, during the Second World War, this whole area was an American air base for bombers. And this was...
Is that why you're calling it
Heads Bomber
Studio? Is that all right?
And this used to be an ammunition bunker. So on the plus side, it's built really solidly. On the negative side, it's built really solidly.
Right.
So we're having a real pain in the arse to try to put anything in here. It's all reinforced concrete and stuff. I mean, it's it will last when it's done anyway. So the plan for this room, this side of it here is going to be the control room, going all the way to the back. And then this side here is going to be an isolation room where we can put singer, drums, record guitars, acoustic guitar, that sort of thing.
Right.
And this wall you can see here that we're starting to build, this will be a dividing wall. And the wall's in two pieces for maximum sound isolation.
Right.
So you've got the internal wall, and you've got an air cavity, and then you've got the external wall.
Right.
And the idea is then you've got total isolation. They don't touch each other.
Yeah.
So we can have quite some volume in here, but then on the other side where we're mixing, monitoring, we don't have to worry about it. We can we can hear it through quite quiet. So this wall's going to have to go all the way up to the ceiling.
It's a tall room as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's the next problem. If you thought the live room was going to be a pain to treat and get working, this is a real challenge. So we're going to have to install artificial ceilings, and they're going to have to be properly angled as well to disperse the sound. So the ceiling's going to have to come down from this angle, from the beam there, down. And then we think as well on this side, down to the beam as well. So it kind of converges in the middle. And then the ceiling and the isolation room is going to have to be brought down because this needs to be quite a tight sort of sounding environment, I think.
Right.
And another thing we're going to be doing in here was raising the floor up so that the floor is isolated. So really, once you're in this room, you're completely physically isolated from the floor, from the walls. So whatever is happening here, you've got minimum transfer of sound and vibration through to the other room.
That sounds good. Excellent. Okay, that's fantastic. Thanks for all that.